Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to Claire. She is a beautiful little side table that we rescued from a thrift store. As you can see, she's a little bit rough, but we're going to give her this cute little makeover. We are not giving her a facelift, we're doing a makeover. First, we're going to get rid of that hardware so we can try to paint it, but I was having some difficulty because, first of all, I am not coordinated with tools, and secondly, these handles did not want to budge. So hey, you know what? Don't tell Tony this, but sometimes I use this cool little pliers as a hammer too, and I tried to push that handle through, and it said, heck no, Vanessa, we ain't budging, so it's gonna stay. So I'm gonna do it with the handles on. I'm gonna start with my sandpaper, and this is 240 grit that I'm putting on my cute little sander here. We're just gonna give it a nice little scuff to rough up that finish that's on it right now, because we're going to be painting over top of it. So we're going to do some sanding. And we will keep sanding at it. Now for those areas that are harder to reach with the sander, of course I'm going to use my sandpaper and make sure I'm going to cover everything, giving it a good sanding, and there you go. Claire has got a new sanded finish right now, and we can't forget the drawer, which is super cute with those crazy handles that won't come out. After I'm done sanding, I'm going to give her a nice little wipe down. And I'm just using some warm soapy water for this. And we can't forget the drawer. Okay. So Claire is ready. Oh, you can see there's some divot marks on top of her. I am not filling those or anything like that. I like to have a rustic look with my furniture. Okay, now this is a great thing. I am making my own chalk paint. So what I use is a regular latex paint. Usually I use like a flat or a satin finish. I'm going to add, for this recipe here, I'm doing 4 tablespoons of calcium carbonate. Because I'm doing a double batch here. So 4 tablespoons of calcium carbonate to 2 tablespoons of water. Two tablespoons. Put that together and give it a really, really good mix. You want to make sure that you get all of the lumps and bumps out of it, so it's a nice, smooth mixture you have there. Now I love using this homemade chalk paint. I will use it with every color. It is easy to use, it's cheap, and chalk paint's expensive. So I'm adding it to my black latex paint. So now I have 2 cups of black paint in here. And this guy is a satin finish. That's the type of paint I have. And I'm gonna mix that up really, 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 really well. So you can no longer see any white streaks from the little calcium carbonate potion you've made. Mix it in all the way, and then I'm just going to pour it into a jar and throw a lid on it. So I will not use 2 cups of paint for this project, but I use black paint often, so it'll get me far. Now I take out my handy dandy little foam roller. I love this guide. We're gonna slide them onto the roller and lock and load them, give them a spin, because sometimes these guys don't want to spin and they're difficult to work with. And this is Priscilla. You can see she's seen better days, but she's my trusty chalk paint brush. And I absolutely love using her. She's comfortable in the hand. So I'm gonna start now with doing the difficult spots. So like the corners around the little turns and bubbles that we have on this cute little side table. And then I'm gonna take my roller and I'm gonna roll a nice even coat along. Now it's not a heavy coat, it's not a super light coat, it's a medium rolling, if that makes any sense. And we're just going to continue coating all of it. Now make sure that you lift up your cute little whatever you're working on to get underneath the legs as well, and use your brush on those areas you can't get your roller into. And there we go. And continue getting all the little bibbles and bobbles that are on your piece of furniture. Give them a nice little coating. And now she is dry. So that's the first coat. It is dry. Make sure you pay attention to what it says on your paint can for dry time and recoating time. And of course the drawer too. So first coat is on. Now we are starting the same coat. It's like second verse, same as the first. We're gonna do exactly the same process here. Brushing the difficult parts, rolling the other stuff, and coat number 2 is on. So she's mainly dressed. Oh, and don't forget that drawer. Second coat's all dried. Looking super duper good. Nice even coating. Now we're gonna give her a little bit of a scratch test here. Yep, she's dry and the paint is stuck. So now we are gonna do a sanding. We're gonna distress this cute little table. So I used usually around 400 grit sandpaper for sanding my projects now. I also use a sanding sponge, which I prefer because you can do wet or dry sanding with it. And I'm gonna sand the higher spots that I want to reveal that original wood through. So I'm gonna do the little bobbles on the sides. I'm gonna sand along the top of the tray area. Nice even sanding. And I'm gonna do the whole tray. You can see here where that little divot is in the tray. I love it. I'm gonna give that guy a little bit extra attention. And I'm gonna just keep sanding along till you get the look that you want, the worn look that you want. And the drawer, of course. You can never forget that cute little drawer with those awesome little handles. Now my sanding is done. So next step is I'm going to give this a bad boy a vacuum. Or you could use a leaf blower. And I actually prefer using a leaf blower, but I have my vacuum right beside me. So my little car vac, I'm gonna just give it a quick little vacuum to get all the dust that is chunky off of it. Remove as much of it as I possibly can. There we go. And next I'm gonna give it a nice wipe with a damp cloth, not so saturated, just a damp cloth. Give it a nice wipe down. Get all the extra dust off of it because you want a nice clean project piece before you start to add the wax. Now I'm waxing this piece. Oh, there you go. You can see how nice she looks right now before I put the wax on. The wax gives it a deeper color though and makes it kind of richer. So I'm using a min wax on this guy. Now what you're gonna do is you gotta be so careful with waxing. I find it's gonna love you or it's gonna hate you. Put just a little bit on your cloth or your brush, whatever you're using for waxing, just a very little skiff of it. And we're gonna pop it onto that drawer first. And you're gonna see how the color is gonna become deeper when we add that wax to it. And that's why I like wax finishes. They can be finicky to work with, but I don't know, they just give it a nice deep, sophisticated or elegant look, I think is what I'm looking for. So we're just gonna put that on nice and light. We wanna do nice light layers with it. Okay, after it's on, we're gonna start with another clean piece of your cloth and we're just gonna give her a little buff up. Just to make sure she's spread evenly. Now we're gonna do the rest of this cute little cart. It is so sweet, and I love the way it turned out when you see the ending of it. Hey, that's me! Hey guys, thanks for paying attention to this video and watching. Give us some likes. And here she is, all ready to go. Now I'm gonna make sure I add that recipe for that chalk paint on this video so you guys can see that. Thanks for tuning in.